Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily Gogetemism number 215 for May 8th, 2015. 215 for 2015. It's kind of hot. Anyway, today I want to talk to y'all about when stuff come up missing. Now, probably everybody has had some kind of valuables that they wasn't able to hold on to because they trusted it in the care of somebody else, and it came up missing. Sometimes it gets borrowed, sometimes it gets taken, borrowed, taken, and sometimes it gets straight up stolen. Now, is there really a difference between borrowing something, taking something, and stealing something? Well, there's probably no big difference between borrowing and wait, no. There's no difference between stealing and taking because it's the same thing. Because you didn't let nobody know that you was taking something that belonged to somebody else. So when they went to go get it, it wasn't there, and they had to confront you later on when they was looking for it. Now, when it comes to borrowing, sometimes borrowing is when somebody say that you can hold something for a certain amount of time and then you give it back. Sometimes people take people's cars, jewelry, electronics, iPads, phones, and all that kind of stuff, and nobody authorized them to take it, but they still say that they borrowed it. You know what I mean? And that can cause a whole lot of problems because sometimes things get borrowed, they'll never get returned. So how you gonna say that? Number one, I never said that you could have it. You just took it, and then you never gave it back. That don't really sound like a borrowing type of situation, especially if the payback is you having to buy something new because you took something that belonged to somebody else and they confronted you about it, and now you gotta give that back. And this happens all the time. If you really think about all of the kind of stuff, all of the stuff that people borrow or take that never gets lent. CDs, tapes back in the day, albums back in the day, iPads, or electronics, all kinds of electronics, Walkmans back in the day, CD Walkman, all that old crazy stuff, man. Like people will take your stuff if they really want it. I mean, especially if you got the hottest new stuff that comes out. So, but you gotta watch that because really, when it all comes down to it, if you're the type of person that borrows a lot or takes a lot, that really makes you just a glorified thief. It don't matter whether your intentions was good or whatever, especially when you start talking about borrowing somebody's car. Teenagers do that a lot. Take the parents' car in the middle of the night and try to find that parking space for it that they moved it from. And sometimes it don't go down like that, so you got to stay up all night trying to get it back in that spot, waiting for somebody to leave. It ain't sweet. Or if your parents get high or they drink or something like that, you try to convince them that they parked in a different spot than they parked at. Yeah, it ain't you catch an ass whooping off of that. But I mean, sometimes it could be a little innocent stuff like a lot of times siblings, brothers and sisters or whatever, they'll borrow each other clothes. Sometimes they ask, sometimes they don't. But ain't nothing worse than getting ready to go out on a Friday or Saturday night or whatever, and you go to look for that favorite shirt that you like to wear, that jacket or whatever, and it ain't there. You know that you put it where you left it. So you gotta watch out for that. That ain't cool right there. So don't be taking people's stuff. I mean, that's what it really all boils down to. If somebody really don't want you to have it, let's say you asked for it from them before and they said no, but then you go and borrow it. That situation ain't gonna be sweet. So, basically, the same way that you had to keep your hands, you've been told to keep your hands to yourself. Your hands also mean keep your hands off of stuff that don't belong to you. To catch your ass whooping off of it, you don't want to do that. Or you can wind up paying back more than what you borrowed. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. Don't be go stealing, taking, borrowing without asking for people's stuff. More than likely, if you ask for something, a lot of people will give it to you. So you ain't really got to do that. Don't forget about the Urban Therapy with Sun spring cleaning event, May 16th. That's next Saturday, not tomorrow Saturday, but next Saturday. Make sure you check that out because that thing is on fire. UrbanTherapyWithSun.com. You can get all the details to these events on that. Don't forget about the Daily Gogetemism show every day, each and every day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard anytime. Call in number 347-677-1533. Alright, so yeah, I mean, may holler at y'all tomorrow. Don't forget about that spring cleaning event, May 16th. That thing is going down. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be crazy hot. That thing is gonna be on fire. I holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace. It's nice out here today. It's nice.